Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the first closer look of this Halloween season. So, this time around, since we're going to be focusing pretty heavily on the classic monsters all month long, I thought, why not take a look at another version, another take on those classic monsters? I'm, of course, talking about the first family of fright, the Munsters. So today we're going to take a look at all my Munsters DVDs and talk a little bit about some of the other releases that they've had over the years. And so let's get to it today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, so the Munsters. They've had a lot of DVD releases over the years. Myself, I have the latest one here. This is the latest iteration of the complete series set. We'll take a closer look at this in just a moment here. But I just wanted to give you kind of a brief history of the Munsters TV series on DVD. So first up, we got the complete first season in 2004. And then, the following year, in 2005, we got the complete season 2. Now, that kind of a cool design, looks like Herman's head, but apparently a little bit cumbersome for the shelf. There was a lot of complaints. There was like a sort of a clear plastic slipcover that would go over the top of it, and people were complaining it was kind of damaging the case a little bit. So cool idea, but a little bit awkward in the execution. So then in 2006 we got this, the Munsters 2 movie Fright Fest. Here's a bit of a higher resolution look at the cover there for you. Yeah, so this basically contains the 2 theatrical movies, Munsters Go Home and The Munsters Revenge. Little side story there, Munsters Go Home, or Munster Go Home, was Rosie's introduction to the Munsters. We actually watched that shortly after I got the DVD. The 2-movie Fright Fest was also released in limited edition spiderweb packaging. So I never saw this on the shelf, so I don't know if it was a slipcover or what, but kind of a cool alternate art thing. I wonder if it was maybe like a clear slipcover, and that because it seems like the regular cover is kind of showing through the spiderweb design. I don't know. Anyway, looks kind of cool. And finally, in 2008, they released this, the Munsters Family Portrait. Once again, slightly higher resolution look at it for you, which basically contains this one episode in both its original black and white and colorized versions. Kind of strange. I don't know why they singled out this one particular episode, but yeah, that's basically it. And this is literally just this one episode in black and white and color. So yeah, I got this super cheap a while back. At the same time, they finally released a box set complete series collection of the Munsters. I actually like this cover a lot better than the one that I got. I think this one's not as striking a design, but hey, what can you do, right? Prior to the complete series set, the 2 seasons were often bundled together as well. And with the difference in packaging shape and size and configuration, it really made them look awkward together on the shelf. They weren't quite aligned properly. The season sets were eventually re-released in just normal packaging, which looked like this. There you go. And then finally, 8 years later, we got another complete series set, which is basically just the 2 re-release versions of the season sets in a alternate design box. And there you have it. And there you go. That's kind of the encapsulated history of the Munsters on DVD. And there we go. So there's everything that I have. Basically, I mean, there's really no point to have the other sets other than for packaging, I guess, because this here contains absolutely everything. So this contains every episode of the TV series. This also contains the 2 movies and the colorized version of the Family Portrait episodes. Actually, all the content from these 2 discs are in the complete series set. I should mention also, I don't know if some of you may be unaware of this, but of course the TV series was filmed in black and white. The original pilot, which is basically about a half an episode that they just created as a pitch reel to the network, was actually filmed in full color. Yeah, so the series may very well have been done in full color, but the network wasn't sure how viable it was, like how successful it was going to be, so they wouldn't front the extra, I don't know, was it $10,000 per episode or whatever it cost to do it in color. So instead they did the series in black and white. So if you want to see the Munsters in genuine color, then check out the pilot, which is kind of cool. It's interesting because not only was the pilot filmed in color, but it also features some slightly different casting from the TV series. We have Joan Marshall as Phoebe Munster. Yes, not Lily, but Phoebe. And Nate Derman, credited as Happy Derman, as Eddie Munster. So apparently the portrayal of Eddie by Happy was deemed a little bit too aggressive than what they were looking for, so when it went to the series, it was recast with Butch Patrick. I'm not entirely sure why Joan Marshall was recast. Maybe just not quite the right rapport. I don't know. But hey, we got Yvonne DiCarlo instead, and we all know how wonderful she was as Lily Munster. And the rest of the cast, of course, Fred Gwynne as Herman, and Al Lewis as Grandpa, and Beverly Owen as the first Marilyn. Beverly Owen only stuck around for 15 episodes. Apparently, she only did it because she didn't think it was going to take off or be successful, so she thought, I'll do this for a few episodes and then, get on to something real. And, surprise, it was a big hit. It only lasted 2 seasons, but it was a decent enough hit at the time that they were continuing it, and she just didn't feel up to doing series television, so she left, and Pat Priest came in and of course took over as Marilyn for the rest of the series. Alrighty, well, that's enough of an encapsulated history of the Munsters. Let's head on down to the black box and take a closer look at the sets. Okay, so we'll start off with, I guess, the earliest release I have, which is the Munsters 2-movie Fright Fest. So there's the cover there, very nice. There's the spine there, and then if we look on the back, there you go. So you got all the contents there. I should mention also, it actually did come with an insert. I don't know why, because it's exactly the same text and information that's on the back there. So, but interestingly enough, in addition to that, we also got these glow-in-the-dark stickers, which you can see I still actually have sealed. Basically like a pumpkin thing. So I guess it must have been a Halloween sale at some point. I honestly don't remember specifically when I picked it up. But if we open it up, pretty simple, but we do have some very nice disc art on there. And it's one of those eco cases that has the outline but not the actual cutouts. It's kind of strange. I don't know what the point of that is. So there you go, the 2-movie Fright Fest. So carrying on, we have the other single disc release, Family Portrait. There you go. So there's the cover and the spine and the back. And much like the other one, we have an arbitrary insert here, which has all the exact same information on it. As you can see, they're identical. Yeah, great. And we got another sheet of these, the exact same stickers. So, yeah, pretty cool. Alrighty. So, now, on... Oh, wait a minute. and not as nice disc art on there, because I don't know. I don't know, cuz. So, there you go. And if you're curious as to how they would both look on your shelf, something like that. There you go. So they kind of go together nicely. Alrighty, so now to the big one that I know you really want to see. I have the Munsters Complete Series Set. Very, very nice indeed. This was on sale recently at Walmart, and I could not pass it up. I had been waiting to get this. I've been putting it off for far too long. I'd had the Addams Family for ages, so I needed to get the closest competition to the Addams Family that we had there with the Munsters. Very cool. As a kid, I always liked this one more because it's a family of actual monsters. I mean, it's basically the classic monsters in sitcom form. So we got the Frankenstein monster, Dracula, Dracula's daughter, and a wolfman, and there's a dragon living under the stairs. So how cool is that? So basically, this is just a big box, fairly flimsy, honestly, not terrific, but and then inside we have the two individual season sets. So all the on-disc contents are exactly the same as the individual sets. It's literally just the two season sets in a box. So let's take a look at season 1. There we go. And there's the spine there. And then if we take a look on the back, let's angle it up a little bit. I guess you can see a little better. There you go. Very nice. So this has, what does this have on it? So this has the unaired pilot episode, which is pretty cool. And it also has the color and black and white versions of Family Portrait. The unaired pilot episode is cool. It's just a half episode that is actually in color. I think I talk about it a little bit in the outro. And then there's the disc art, a little bit of packaging art inside there. And every disc has its own individual tray, which is quite nice. And there we go. So 6 discs comprising all of the season 1 episodes. And then you've got a full episode listing on the inside of the back there. So, quite nice. Very nice indeed. Rosie and I have really been enjoying watching these. She loves this show. And as do I. And then here we have season 2. Much nicer and shelf-friendly than the original Herman's Head release. Although they still made Herman, front and center on there. There's a little scratch on the case. I thought it was dust. And then the spine there basically lines up pretty much perfectly with the season 1 set. So there you go. And then on the back, all the contents there. This one has a lot more bonus features. What have we got here? We have America's First Family of Fright, Fred Gwynn, More Than a Munster, Yvonne DiCarlo, Gilda Lilly, and Al Lewis, Forever Grandpa. And we've got both movies, Munster Go Home and The Munsters Revenge. So, as I said, this set contains everything that was in the individual ones. This one we actually have the episode listing on the inside front cover. A little different there. But again, same kind of thing. Each disc has its own tray. None of the discs touch each other, which is great. Love when they do sets properly like this. And just a nice little picture of Herman and Grandpa there. And there we go. So, put them back together. Slide them into the box. And there you go. All set. The set is set. And there you go. That is the Munsters Complete Series Set, the 2016 edition. And there you have it. A good Halloween treat any time of the year. You gotta love it. I mean, the Munsters was great. It was just so much fun, especially as a kid who was really into the big popular movie monsters. This is a family of them, essentially. I mean, how can you go wrong there? Also, it's an incredibly funny show, even today. I mean, it's just a great ensemble cast. and just lots of fun, especially for monster fans. Alrighty, that is it for this week's Closer Look. We'll see you next Sunday for another one. And yeah, so until then, thanks for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. You guys and gals are awesome. Really appreciate the support. And we'll see you next time. Until then, sayonara.